This is a quilt of breath and body, air and touch. It is trust. Closed eyes. Smiles. Silence and friendship. Wonder and surprise. So many beautiful surprises. Did that just happen? We'd ask each other. Did you hear that? We'd say again and again. How did we actually get here?
In terms of experiencing the divine while playing, absolutely. I think that's part of why we've imagined doing this again and again in a sacred space like a church. Somehow to say, yeah, all of that and this too. There's lots of ways to experience the divine, and this is one of them.
Music has been one of the tools that I've used to connect with divinity. When people say like, you're one with God, God's one with you, all these things, whatever religion you're coming from, it's like you're a part of a living organism that is the entirety of the universe as we know it.
Yeah, I like thinking about music as being like a living thing that exists separate from, the four of us or whoever's playing the music, and it becomes its own separate thing, and we're kind of interacting with it.
That music is born with the first note and it dies with the last.
Yeah.
So what happens when these guys take me on that journey? I don't want to come back. I just want to stay there.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes time will come to an end.
Yeah.
And the song will come to an end.
One, isn't that just a reminder that if it doesn't come to an end, then you might not appreciate it as much?
I don't know. Sometimes I just want to stay there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If it's the divine,
But why do you want to stay there?
Because it's amazing.
When something that totally compels us, it stops our mind. It's like the night sky, and we become open in a new way. That space, that is an opening of a door to a vast inner resource of what I would call the source of life, call it God, the divine. That is the source of creativity. That is a vast space of newness, where anything's possible, I think. joy, authenticity, connection, all of those things that are essential to be creative, to create something, to give birth to something new.
The waterfall is the picturesque Zulian waterfall in the core of the core. Lose yourself. There is a mixture of dark, cratered regions and light grooved terrain that forms intricate patterns and a belt of blue stars with countless stars sprinkled around the edges of the story. As part of a larger observation program, the world and its end, its contours sharp and unmistakable, is yours alone.
I think a lot of what engages me in life, in music, in ministry, is that possibility of just coming into a place of wonder. I connected with a song by David Bowie, Space Oddity, which is about an astronaut up in space who's invested in life and prestige and his career, and at a certain point in the song, he steps out of the capsule into space and suddenly sees the vastness of the universe and the little blue earth where he's from, and everything looks different. We're invited through music, through spiritual practice, to find the times and places where we're able to step out of the capsule.
I'm not there. That's the thing. It's not a feeling. It's beyond it. It's because you're physically there. Mentally, something is going on. There's the emotional part of it, and when they all coincide, there's a special place you go. You don't want to leave it, but you have to, because you got to come back. And it's a place that you always thrive to go back.
Vastness of the universe, the wonder of creation, the beauty of the other person, the mystery that is who I am. All of that is right there in those moments, those I would happily call sacred moments, but they come in all sorts of forms and certainly are not contained by any religion. There's this improvising art form that has some very particular historical roots. And we're linking it with a quality of kindness. It connects up with the divine. From the history of jazz, there's this particular history of an oppressed community, the African American community, cultivating an art form that was full of themes of resistance, taking autonomy when autonomy was not available, being able to express individuality at a time where people weren't being encouraged to see themselves as individual human beings. Jazz in its roots, it comes out of that whole experience of people seeking to say, this is my truth. Those huge solos that John Coltrane would take. Part of that was affirming identity. had to assert it. It's so important to hear those big, huge solos as being so important, politically, socially, morally. Curiosity is the first step in learning. Once I am curious, I choose to learn. And be open to those who might teach me. Curiosity is the beating heart of creativity. Or maybe creativity is the beating heart of curiosity. They're so woven together. That hunger for new experiences prompts me to ask deeper and deeper questions. Questions that might put my identity at risk or my ego. But also coming into some knowledge of my privilege based on my gender and race, and just that whole notion that, yeah, I can go down that road, I can be curious.
Learning is, it's not just acquiring information. Learning is about change. And I think curiosity is that mental space of being open to the encounter in the moment and being willing to be changed by it. Curiosity is necessary, it's a requirement for learning. We can't get to a new place unless we can set aside a little bit what we think we know. So curiosity, I guess, is that space of being open. Some traditions call it a beginner's mind, detaching from what we think we know in order to experience something new. Curiosity is the doorway to creativity. To get beyond thinking, to get beyond, our ego, what we are worried about in the future, what we are remorseful about or bitter about in the past.
See, I studied Indian classical music 40 years now. If you show the ego, meaning the bad side of it, meaning like, look at me, look at this, teachers stop teaching you. They just literally shut down. When you become a disciple, you don't pay for your lessons. You get lessons everywhere, in the car, at the dinner, eating, this, that, everywhere. That humility is how you open up your tap. I was so in tune with my teacher, so much so that I could feel him all the time and see him when I play. And when he used to say something, I was so open, it got to me right away. That's the beauty of not having that ego. You can't imagine how much I learned by just letting that humility be me.
Into this space, humility is the secret ingredient. It's to honor the other. It's to honor you guys and to feel the trust of being honored as a collective. That there now we've got something that feels real and authentic. That old ego can have a new lease on life because there's something.
Do you leave it at the door?
I don't know.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, sure. But I think reminding me that there's that humility is essential.